If there's a phone where you can turn the camera from front facing to rear facing while you're filming, please put it in the comments. I'd love to know. Because I'm doing this nonsense at the minute and it's just awkward. Anyway, I have welded it. Put it in the light so you can see it a bit better. I'm basically hoping that you can see right now. So you can see, obviously, I've done a super awful job there. What I basically did was just smack down as much filler as I could get to stop it from blowing a hole, which you could see it started to do there. And I just tried to run with it quickly. And then all of the weld from here to here was like this, big dodgy globs, because I was just rushing basically to try and get the filler in to make it cold enough to not blow through. But just for giggles, I basically went over it again with only the torch, just to even out the. I basically just ran the weld pool from glob to glob, smoothing it out, and that's what I did here, which I actually feel is quite successful. Now, that is, probably a super, like, I don't know, redneck, dirty, bad way of doing it, but it gave me decent penetration, and it works. It's stuck the two bits of metal together. It looks way better than it did before, and if I grind it back, I think it's gonna be, it'll still hold. Whereas the dodgy globs, I was not confident in whatsoever. And then I had a bit more luck with tacking the other side in. You really can't see that, can you? Here you are. Yeah, you can just about see. I had a bit more luck. So that's tacked in now. So I've folded the outside skin down, and I've offered it up to a nice straight edge because it is straight outside. And you can see there's like a little, I don't know where you can see in the camera, but there's a little gap basically along here. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to hammer this bit a bit more, and hopefully it should just push that out to meet that flat line nicely. And then I've got this bit here which is wandering away. Now I don't know if that's actually shrunk away because of the weld or what. I don't know. I'll find out as I dodgily tack up here. Yeah, so that's the update. I think, I'm really not in a position to give anyone any advice. I mean, you can see my work, but I haven't TIG welded for years and years now. But I was probably 19 and I'm now 28, so a long time, apart from a bit last night. And that was the first, this is the first time I've used my machine. And I really feel like if you just give it a go, eventually it just comes together. I mean, this is just a bit of scrap. I could just, if it was too rough, I could just give up and start again. And the scrap was free. I've been through most of a tungsten, either, ball in the end from putting the leads in the wrong way around, because I thought the ground clamp, being called ground and therefore earth, would be in the negative hole, but it's not. It's in the positive hole. I asked about that, and apparently it's wrongly called an earth, and it's just the return lead to complete the circuit. I don't honestly know how that works, but a bit of me cares, but it's a bit of a side quest to find out all that stuff, and I really want to focus on just getting this project, moved on a bit. So yeah, anyway, I hope I can drop little tidbits of information off as I go that will help anyone else doing something as mad as this, and seemingly unmanageable as this whole project. And hopefully you can either just live vicariously through me, or be inspired to do something yourself, or and I mean, you're watching me in my absolute infancy. 3 years ago I actually knew nothing about cars whatsoever. I could only, I could point out exhaust manifold, intake manifold, and sort of service items, and I got, you know, what the auxiliary belt was, and kind of understood how everything worked within reason. You know, I could see the coolant pump and the power steering systems and all that stuff, but I really could just only point at it and whatever. And I bought a Mark III MR2, and it all just kind of went from there, really. Within 24 hours, I snapped the aux belt, so I had to replace that. Then it failed its MOT on handbrake cables, so I had to replace those. That was unbelievably hard, but I'm probably over egging it. It was pretty tough. I had to drop the fuel tank off and all that stuff. You know, and I'm just working on jack stands outside my house. But it taught me that I could do a little bit more than I thought I could, and then I took on a little bit more than I thought I could after that, and now I'm doing this. And it's only been 3 years, and hopefully in 10 years you'll be able to learn a lot off me, and this will be a really super valuable YouTube channel. At the moment it's just kind of curious that I'm putting a R35 Nissan GTR engine in a BMW Z4 Coupe. And it's just curious that I'm doing a Z4 Coupe drift build. It's just interesting. But that's kind of it. There's no real like value in the YouTube videos as yet. But, you know, it will come. So stick with me and enjoy the journey.